Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Are you an inspiring entrepreneur? Or maybe you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level. My name is LarryWBrooks, and I am the author of Empowering Quotes for the Entrepreneur in You and The Entrepreneur Code. In these two books, I guarantee you there's success secrets that will take your business to the next level. I personally invite you to visit LarryWBrooks.com. Go under the books link and purchase your signed personal copy from myself. You have a great day and have an awesome 2020.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the state of Texas, but especially here in our great city of Houston, visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. We have a really exciting show planned for you this week. And as always, riding shotgun with me is my co-host. Not only is he a Texas real estate broker, a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur known the world over as the Texas real estate king, man, holding it down for us on a Thursday in the middle of the summertime, and I know that's tough. Mr. Larry W. Brooks, what's going on?
Hey, we in the building, man.
Hey, look.
Oh, there it goes. I was wondering where my applause disappeared to there for a moment.
Right.
You know, don't spoil me with it and then take it away from me. That's my energy throughout the weekend. That get me going through the weekend.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for holding it down with me this week, man. It's great, man, because today's episode, man, is something as far as an idea for a show format that we have been kicking around amongst each other for a while now.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to bring that to our audience because for the first time here on the Prime Real Estate Network, we're going to take some time to review the July edition of the Texas Realtor magazine. For those in our audience who may not know, Texas Realtor magazine is a magazine that comes out monthly, gives all the realtors in the great state of Texas all the latest and greatest as far as information, insights, tips, and tidbits as far as how to take their real estate career to the next level. I want to ask you this, Mr. Brooks, as somebody who's been licensed in the state of Texas for as long as you have. What are your first memories as far as getting the Texas Realtor magazine, and how many issues have just come across the Brooks and Davis real estate office over the years, you think?
The number I can't keep up with. I'll say that honestly. But I've always found value in it. And, you know, I've been lucky enough to have had ads inside of the magazine before myself. So, you know, I think the University of Texas, the Longhorn is named Tebow. If I might Bevo.
Right.
So I've had photos in there where they've done articles on me.
In the Texas Realtor.
Yeah, in Texas Realtor magazine on top of Bevo. I've had a Grandparents Love, the nonprofit that I have. We've been featured inside of the magazine as well. So it's just an honor and a pleasure that our association or our Texas Realtor Association really gets behind us and puts out information that allows every realtor that takes an opportunity to pick it up on a monthly basis, secret insider stuff.
And I know, and for those who haven't had the opportunity to look at this month's edition of Texas Realtor, on the front page, it talks about getting more listings. And, you know, it's something that being in real estate as long as you've been and as long as I've been, I'm always intrigued how every new generation of agents, that's one of the first lessons that they need to master is how to get more listings and how to market themselves. And when we were looking through the magazine this morning, we looked at the article, I was amazed at how fundamental the rules of getting these listings still are. Because, like, let's think about it, Larry. How long have you been licensed in the state of Texas?
Man, 20 plus years.
And when you look through the article, I mean, was there anything in there different than the same thing that you were taught when you first got into real estate?
No, not at all, man. I mean, because the thing about it is that, you're gonna always do the fundamentals. You're going to always reach out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to do thank you cards to let people know that you appreciate them. So you're gonna always take some of those small action items. And I don't want to list everything in the magazine because I do feel like licensed realtors need to be reading this.
Oh no,
but
we definitely need to get everybody to check it out.
Because when you think about it, when it comes to listings, so a lot of people don't say this. So usually when you're new in the industry, most of your clientele is going to be buyers. That's just an honest fact, because you're going to feel comfortable dealing with buyers because that you always view properties yourself. And then what happens from that, the exchange is, as you start to become more seasoned, after you get into year 2, and you get some of your buyers that buy from you that are looking to sell, and you get into year 5, then your business heavily becomes, you know, you selling you wanting to figure out how to sell properties. And then that's when you kind of get into the lead generating thing, because now those listings that you're going to be acquiring are going to bring you in new leads, new buyers, and things like that. So that's the secret sauce to it. And it talks about just building those relationships.
One of the things about that article in this month's edition of the magazine that I was really intrigued by was you would think that in 2021, as an entrepreneur and a business person, you wouldn't have to tell new agents to be active online. But as somebody who's been active online since, I want to feel like, the advent of social media, could you talk about how important that's been as far as building your brand, but also what was it then, maybe 10 years ago, that you saw as far as an angle, as far as real estate marketing online, that just now real estate people are starting to really, really get comfortable with?
You know, what's crazy about it, Rick, is that 10 years ago or 15 years ago, really, our activity of marketing was really email, right? So I was one of the first people to sign up for what was called Constant Contact, which is still there. Constant Contact is still a heavily used platform. But shout out to Constant Contact, you know, reach out to me.
Show some love back.
Yeah, show some love back. But Constant Contact was one that allowed me to do newsletters, right? And here's what was so amazing about it. Even if people didn't open up your newsletters on a weekly basis or a monthly basis as you sent them out, it was something that was always in their inbox. So I remember getting deals. A woman reached out to me one time 4 years later after signing up, and she was like, I never had a reason, but you was always consistent, and now I got properties that I need to liquidate. Help me out. So it's just like the social media platform. Only thing is now you can literally touch more people with the social media platforms than you could with only your email database. So that's the super part of the growth. And
you know, the consistency of it all is something that when we have new agents over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, we talk to them a lot during new agent training. Consistency is the key. And that's one of the things that in this month's edition of the Texas Realtor, they talk about.
Consistency.
My goodness! It's a part of the article that talks specifically about consistency, being active online, and using more video. So, of course, if they would have had these resources at our fingertips when we were new agents, we would apply them and put those into action immediately. I agree. But as far as the consistency and the activity online, who would you credit as far as exposing you to the importance of that? Man. Or is it that it's not one person, or was it just an overarching educational thing? You know, I think that for me, what really stood out is that I've always wanted to be on the front line. Like I've always wanted to be in the beginning process of something, because that's where you get the best of your returns from it. And so when it comes to even just being in front on the social media platform, it's just exposure. You know, I always understood one thing about being in sales, because real estate is still sales, right? It's communication, is knowledge, but it's still sales. And so when it comes to sales, people need to see you every day. People need to see the consistency. You have got to get in front of people, and you can't go past. You got to get over the fact of feeling like your business is in front of people too often, or you're talking about what it is you do too often. Listen, you're an entrepreneur. You self-employed. These people need to know on a daily, consistent basis, just like Coca-Cola is on their TV every day and Pepsi is on their TV competing every day. You need to be in front of them every day if you're going to take your line of work serious, and that really stands out. And that's why I wear that social media out. Because if I ain't in your timeline by now, it's a problem. And once again, and for those who are just tuning in, what Larry and I are discussing is the July 2021 edition of the Texas Realtor magazine. And the highlight article of this particular issue is how to get more listings in this type of market. And one of the things that they talk about, Larry, that will make your last comment so funny, is that they talk about how new agents need to let everyone know exactly what it is that they do. But the reason why it's important to share that with new agents is because, like you mentioned, they can seem like it's off-putting to always feel pushy and you're always pushing your brand. But talk about not the necessity for doing it, because we all understand that you got to do it. But how did you get past that mental barrier of feeling like you was wearing your profession on your sleeve too much?
I know, right? You know, I got to the point to where I wanted to financially be in a safe place, right? And in our industry, if you don't know I exist, and it really came down to, like, if you don't know that I exist, then you don't know to reach out to me. And once you on social media and you see a classmate buying a house and they didn't use you, who fault is that? Now, is that your fault or their fault? So then you got to really expose yourself when it comes to it. Like, okay, did I do a good enough job at texting or calling or checking in or posting to let this person know that I'm in the industry?
Right.
Because I give people passes, right, Rick? I get if you got a family member that's a realtor, if you have a best friend that's a realtor, I give you a pass. But if you choose to use a total stranger and you know who Larry Brooks is, or you know who Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm is, or you know about the Prime Real Estate Network podcast and how we assist people, then that's something that I need to find out. What did I do wrong? Like, what is it that I didn't bring value that allowed you to want to trust me or not trust me, right?
Exactly.
And so, you know, the thing about it is you can't be a secret agent in this industry and want to get to the next level. It's just impossible, because now what people do with social media is they use it as a way to confirm that you are who you are, right? And so I got over the problem of caring about people, being in people's DM too much, when I seen that Coca-Cola was on my TV commercial every day, or Popeyes, or whoever the rest of these franchises are that are $1 trillion or $1 billion companies. They not caring about if they are overexposed. When you watching a show, you watching an hour show and you see 5 Coke commercials, come on.
No, and see, this is the thing, because this is where I want to make sure for those new agents, we not just talking about the problem, we can give them some possible solutions. So
I agree.
What are some of the cooler things you've seen as far as marketing that other people have done that you was like, okay, that's cool, that's funny.
Yeah,
I'll try something like that? Because what I always try to tell new agents is that your marketing doesn't have to necessarily be pushy.
It doesn't.
One of the things that I picked up from you over the time we've known each other is the importance of volunteering.
Yep.
When you're volunteering and giving your time for free, people would want to know what it is that you do.
Yeah.
How is it that you're able to afford to give up so much of your time
Wow.
for no pay?
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, could you give us some of the cooler ways that you put yourself out there that made people be like, ha, 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 that's cool. I remember you did that.
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy.
Because I done seen you
mentioned it that
everywhere
way.
over the years, bro. I done seen you pop up.
You know what? Because I think to people, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because at the times when I'm doing these things, I'm not thinking of it like that. It's just a natural give back at that moment. But I think what happens is that when you are volunteering or you're participating in an organization, you know, while y'all are doing the work, the subject matter of your weekend or what your day look like or your occupation comes up.
Right.
And so you'll find that in that environment, when people see someone, like you said, that give back their time, it's not always about the money. They want to pour into them as well. And because a lot of times you're sharing an intimate moment. I've been at properties where we've been doing rehab on properties for an elderly person, and we're painting, and they're like, okay, well, what do you do? How do you have free time on this Saturday morning, or why are you out? You know, why did you decide to do this?
Right.
And things like real estate come up, and they be like, oh, you know what? This is something that I need, or my mom is looking to sell this. Or in my case, it may be somebody that's doing PR work. I may need an ad published, or I may need a newsletter put together for me that I don't have the time to do myself, and I'll use their services because they are giving back. People love people that give, man. I love people that give. I think that in this world, iron sharpens iron. So us giving back and helping others is what's going to really allow us to get to the next level. I mean, and your guy Zig Ziglar said it best. You help enough other people get what they desire, and you'll get the things that you want.
No, I mean, because it's so important to touch on these topics, because I try to make sure that I read the Texas Realtor every month, because it comes to my house, but also I feel like I'm paying for it within our, you know what I'm saying? Our
You don't feel like it, you are.
You know what I'm saying? You paying for it in your membership dues, so I feel like I should at least give it some eyeball every month. But this month's issue was heavily focused on marketing. I feel as if the professionals and the realtors have spoken, and we need more ideas. We need to expand our outreach.
And it's big on that too, Rick, because we're living in new times, right? We're living in times where exposure is everything. Buyers have access to everything, sellers have access to everything, but what they don't have access is the knowledge that comes through the training as a Texas realtor, right? And so what happens with the magazine, it helps you to continue to build on the training that you've received since you're in your career in this real estate game. But most importantly, being out in front where someone can find out who you are, do a little bit of research to know or to find out about your knowledge is everything. That's why you see such a heavy focus on that. And so I know that in one part, we're going to talk a little bit more in detail in a moment about other areas that they are actually speaking about, not just listings, but just really exposing yourself as a advocate for real estate and a knowledgeable person for real estate.
You know, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because when we come back from our break, we're going to talk about how important it is to help build a larger platform online from a video content perspective, because another article in this month's Texas Realtor that I really thought was important is that they speak on how important it is for real estate professionals to have a presence on YouTube.
That's right.
And a YouTube channel. So we're going to talk about some of the things we've been doing and some of the things that are on the horizon for the Prime Real Estate Network.
Let's go. I
want to thank everyone for tuning in to this week's edition of the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, but we'll be right back.
I'm serial entrepreneur Larry W. Brooks, and I'd like to personally invite you to take a closer look at the Pure Hustle clothing brand, along with several books that I've authored to take entrepreneurs, small business owners to the next level of their business. So please take a look at shoplwb.com. How do you survive?
Rent to own is not a myth. Turn your rental payment into a down payment with Divvy Homes and the Prime Real Estate Network. All you need to qualify is a 550 minimum FICO score and $40,000 in annual income. If you've worked your current job for at least the last 6 months and you can prove that you have $2,000 in the bank, your dream of home ownership can become a reality. Please direct message, call, or email the Prime Real Estate Network today and learn more about this exciting new program.
Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Instagram and Facebook. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate in the state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, my co-host is the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, man, we in the building. We today, you and I are dropping the gems, right?
No, I mean, man,
we're pouring back into our culture of realtors.
And then I also, and I want to make sure I give something back to the people who put the information together at the Texas Realtor magazine, all the writers who write for the magazine, all the photographers that take the pictures. Because I thought about it when you mentioned when you was in an edition, how there was a photo shoot that go along with that.
Yeah.
And I just know how photographers can always be undervalued as far as their importance to the entire process. So big shout out to all the photographers and writers over at the Texas Realtor magazine.
Yeah, you know, I'm with that as well. Shout out to those guys, because again, they every month they put together some information that's needed in our industry, and really, because you know, we always try to talk to our new realtors about some gems, or especially when I visit Champion School of Real Estate. I always talk to the realtors about ways to continue on a daily basis to grow their business. And I'm always telling them, you pick up the HAR magazine, you pick up the Texas Realtor magazine. Yeah. Those are your daily reads to pour into your business, pour into your mindset, right? And then of course you follow the Prime Real Estate Network.
Absolutely, man, because the Texas Realtor magazine this month, and I was mentioning before our break, is that I just felt like this month's edition spoke to me. It seemed like just about every article in this month's edition was something that we talk about publicly, privately, or that we put into practice. And I urge everyone, when you check out this month's edition of the magazine, to check out the article that they talk about why it's so important for real estate professionals to start their own YouTube channel. Now,
okay. Talk about it, because you know, here's the thing. I don't know if everyone out there knows, but you were really the visionary on the Prime Real Estate Network. You were the visionary that was like, hey, Larry, we could do this. Right. You know what I mean? So talk a little bit about because this was before this article, right?
I mean, we've been recording 3 seasons now, man.
3 seasons in.
3 seasons deep. And it just was, it filled my heart to see that, we were trailblazing a path that other people could take advantage of. I think sometimes those who set the example sometimes don't get the notoriety of those that come behind them and have the luxury of following an example. But what I took from the article that I felt like that was the most useful for me was that all the same things that we discussed when we were initially planning to start a podcast, like the need for a larger platform online, the need to have online video content that we create and we can control how it's distributed.
Yes, sir.
Those things from a real estate perspective, especially when you're an entrepreneur, business owner, and you are going out and you're fighting that tough fight to get your own part of that market.
I agree.
I feel like it separates what we're doing from a lot of the other brokerages and a lot of the other real estate professionals. So that's one of the things that I was really excited about, which just led me to feel like, well, maybe this week we need to just start talking about some of the other things we have on the horizon. Because I want to thank everyone who supports the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. Larry, I know you ask everybody to subscribe every week, so please do your normal.
Every week, right? So for those of you that are joining us currently on Facebook Live, man, we appreciate you. But we really need your support. So we want you to go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Upon hitting the subscribe button, also hit the notification button, right? It really helps the algorithm when it comes to this. We want to get this message out to everyone, right? And so once you do that, also hit the share button and reshare it back to your Facebook so that your friends and your followers will have access to this information too. So I really want to just take some time and express to you how it is that can help us out. And of course, on our Facebook business page here, please share that with your friends in your network. Send it out to your friends or request them to follow the page. You know, it really, really helps. And again, we're going to continue. As you can see, we're a staple in the community. We're staying consistent, right? We've been here almost 3 years with you. We're not going anywhere. So you might as well be on the front path of actually exposing this, what Prime Real Estate Network is doing to your friends and the people around you before they come and be like, yeah, I was hanging out with Ric and Larry. You know, you're gonna be like, I've been watching them for years, but they're gonna be like, really? Why you ain't tell me about it? So you don't want to be that friend.
No, and the cool thing is because you do that call to action every week.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everyone because you'll be surprised, Larry, how receptive our audience has been to that call to action and I want to thank everyone because we've recently started a partnership with YouTube and Google. Yeah. We have.
Well, let me close them out. So Facebook, y'all have a great day.
So I want to thank everybody because we've had over 4,000 hours of content coverage and people watching and viewing. So everybody in the audience, please keep up everything you're doing because we really do appreciate it. And that just brings us back to this week's topic as far as the Texas Realtor Magazine, the July 2021 edition. One of the things about our YouTube channel that I'm really excited about is some of the new content that we're creating that's going to be debuting in the near future and on this Monday. So I urge everyone, go to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube and set a reminder. We are starting a new show on Monday nights. It is Monday Night Live, a real estate call-in show hosted by myself and Coach Michael G. Davis, founder of the Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, man. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central, Coach Mike and I will answer questions from realtors, buyers, sellers, pros about anything under the sun when it comes to real estate and some things that don't necessarily have to do anything with real estate. But go to our Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm Facebook page, leave your questions and or comments. You can always leave your comments at the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. So I want to urge everybody to check that out. Larry, man. Usually, I always ask you to talk about what's going on with the Texas Real Estate King every weekend. And I know, saying I will not ask you that question this week. But for once, I have a lot going on this weekend. So
yeah, you do. And, even speaking of that, because that's one of the things that we're rolling out. And I don't have a specific ad for one of the other things, but we're going to be rolling out the Prime Real Estate book review.
Absolutely.
So we got some book, for those of you that know me, I indulge and try to read about or consume about 32 books a year, 32 to 36 books. And I'm not only a consumer, but if I find this book valuable, I actually implement the disciplines that book gives me. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm at the point now that instead of sharing in intimate circles, I want to now expose our audience to that, Rick. So
come on,
we're going to be dropping those book reviews on a weekly basis now as well.
No, and see, the reason why that's so powerful, Larry, not only are you an author, but we've had several Prime Real Estate Network podcast alumni that are published authors as well. We have Prime Real Estate Network alumni that have publishing companies that publish books.
That's right.
So as avid readers and for those that produce books like yourself, man, I think this Prime Real Estate book review is going to be something that people shouldn't miss, because I would be curious to know on a regular basis what it is you're reading and what it is that you're taking from it and implementing into action, because I think this is such a part of the business process that very few successful business people share publicly. Is what type of thing do they read? What type of things do they fill their bucket up with? And how do they put that into action? So I think that's going to be super cool, man.
It's a gem, because even before I read some of them, I'll go on YouTube and just kind of Google or see, or go not you, but YouTube to see who else may have had a review of what they thought of some of these books.
Right.
And so I'm just excited about just being able to do the same thing, pour into people, give them my vision of it, because sometimes we trust people that give us a good feel. And I think that I do that when it comes to being a stand-up guy. So I want to get that pour into people, man.
And I think it's important to spotlight those authors who may not necessarily be commercially famous, but are putting out priceless gems of information.
Yes, sir.
And are really educating, consulting, and teaching out there. So you're going to be doing God's work by making sure the audience knows about all those things that are going on that could definitely benefit their business.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure I make this announcement, because something else that Mr. Brooks and I are now offering to the real estate public is, if you would like for the Prime Real Estate Network podcast to cover some of your upcoming real estate events, galas, and functions, let us know, because this Saturday, I will be hosting the Coach Ferrara All Schools Track Reunion stream live from my coach at Eisenhower High School's retirement gala this Saturday, man.
Wow.
I urge everyone, go to the Prime Real Estate Network YouTube channel, set a reminder, because this is something that's been more than 50 years in the making.
Also, take us there, man. That was an amazing image up there. Take a picture of that QR code.
Scan that QR code.
Scan that QR code. We're gonna save you some time.
Right, yeah. It's because if you've not been to the Prime Real Estate Network page on YouTube, scan that QR code. Set the reminder. Ring the bell, man. Because I think our audience will be delighted to see me in a different environment that we have here, because this is definitely going to be a celebratory occasion.
Now, was he your coach for the 4 year you was it 3
all
or 4
my
years
years?
you were there?
All my years of high school, he was our track coach, man.
That's what's up, man.
You'll be surprised the stories that not only would our coach have, but some of the coaches that's coached with them, some of his ex-athletes. So I look forward to seeing some of the guys I haven't seen in like 20 years, because these are the type of joyous occasions that bring everybody together. So
no doubt about it.
I tell everybody, check us out on Saturday, because you have no idea of who we may possibly interview, because coach's guest list.
Hey, man, track and
field.
Star-studded,
babe. Star-studded celebrity field. So everybody, go to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. Set the reminder for Coach Ferrara's All Schools Track Reunion. Live stream and simulcast this Saturday from 8 to 10, man. As always, Mr. Brooks, before we sign off, I got to ask you, what's going on this weekend in the world of the Texas Real Estate King, and where can our audience catch up, meet and greet, and hang out with you this weekend?
Man, I'm going to be out and about. It's summertime, man. So if I got to be in the city, I'm going to be out and about in the city. So tonight, for those of you that are in the process of getting your real estate license that probably haven't acquired it yet, but you're still studying. So we're hosting the weekly study hall at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, 6 to 8 p.m. So feel free to pull up on us. The Brooks and Davis Training Center, easily to locate. You can just Google it. In addition to that, I'll be participating. For those of you that know, I'm a Stephen F. Austin alumni, also a board member. We're going to be hosting at Top Golf on tomorrow, so I'll be at that event at Top Golf on tomorrow. Then the Houston Astros are actually having a college night where SFA's purple is going to be the hats for the game. So I'll be Saturday evening. I'll be at the SFA and at the Astros game that'll be sponsored by SFA.
Yeah, I want to say, isn't there like the SFA president throwing out the first pitch?
Yeah, the president, our new president, or 2-year president, is now going to be throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah, I saw him online warming up that pitching arm. I was like, I see my man getting some practice in. I would too.
I would too. No, I don't want to be the one that drop halfway down. Man. Come on.
My first pitch can't look like 50 Cent. I promise. Hey,
so that and then tonight I'll be attending the NSN event. I'm happy. I think us at the National Sales Network, we're having our first face-to-face get-together in over almost 2 years.
Oh,
so
wow,
I'm excited about it. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Good work, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to urge everybody, man, if you need any information about buying, selling, or investing, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Brooks, and I are just a text, DM, inbox, or a phone call away. Mm-hmm. You can always go to our website at brooksanddavis.com, and it's always a pleasure and an honor to be able to bring this podcast to you every Thursday. Until next weekend, be blessed.